What would one expect to see? You spoke of a 35 strong
Props
choir.
and
Yeah. So theatre for me has been a recurring thing. Every 2 years, every 3 years, you get on stage or you put something on stage, but you can't do it as often as you would love to.
Heir apparent of the workshop players. I somehow got this feeling. You work so much, and work with Jerome.
Lionel Went is the only place that theatre of this caliber happens. Why can't we go to a Nelumpokunar or a Elphinstone? How important is theatre in your life? Which place do you place it?
Back with another edition of Fame Game with you know who. Can't get
You're
rid of her.
referring to me? You know? Oh my God.
At the Cinnamon Lakeside, which is our gorgeous partner hotel. And
This is how you start the show, Kumar. You're
I'm
looking
stuck
good
with
because
you.
of Uga Bespoke, that is unsaid, and of course
and
because of
Salon
Ramani
Ramsey. Salon
Fernando.
Ramsey does your hair and makeup, makes you look gorgeous, Rosanne. And so, it's not about us, it's about our guests.
That's me.
Our guest normally refuses interviews of any sort, especially the camera, but he had no choice but to say yes. This was emotional, cultural blackmail. Surein de Wijeyeratne, one of the celebrated de Wijeyeratne families of Mosque Lane in the Hivala, and the family is part of the workshop players. Surein, talk about Hunchback of Notre Dame, Notre Dame de Paris.
Notre Dame de Paris. Right, so 2 months or so from now, it opens at the Lionel Went. It is, and Kumar knows this, it's one of Victor Hugo's classics. And in French, Kumar, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, it's Notre Dame de Paris.
Notre Dame de Paris.
Yeah, it's not the Hunchback
You're better
of
than
Notre
her
Dame.
pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Everyone's better than me. Everyone's better than me, I admit.
So, translated into English, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, made famous as a novel first, but also as a musical by Disney, which was then later adapted into a musical theatre piece. So the workshop players, famous for everything from Les Miserables to Phantom of the Opera to Evita, My Fair Lady, Jesus Christ Superstar. We have a long list of things that Maestro himself, Jerome de Silva, has directed and
Jerome
created.
Lakshman de Silva.
Lakshman de Silva has created over the years. So we are coming back this time with The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's been a while since we got a big production on stage, and this is going to be big.
How are your stress levels? 2 months more to go.
So they've
Anxiety levels.
not
More
hit
than stress,
peak,
I think.
not hit peak levels yet. We have assembled an incredible cast, an incredible group of singers. All the old hands are back for stage management and sound and lights. So I'm excited.
Who's
That's
playing
what
who? Who's playing what?
So as at right now, unless, touch wood, something happens, we have kind of veterans like Mario de Souza, Kanish Keherat playing Frollo, or Dom Claude Frollo, his full name. You have Sean, or Dr. Sean Amarasekara,
Who was twice on our show.
who's been here and quite famous, as well as Rehan Almeida, who was famous for, you would have seen him as Jesus in Jesus Christ Superstar, and Jean Valjean in Les Mis. So both of them are sharing the role of Quasimodo.
So you have substitutes for each role in case something happens.
Alternates.
Yeah.
So Rosa, what happens for theatre Sri Lanka is such a rare opportunity because you don't perform regularly, right? So unlike so many other things, we only get together probably once every 2
But
years.
last minute things could happen.
Yeah. So that's why there is always a safety net of having somebody else.
Rotating cast.
Yeah, but essentially we do this to give people who are equally good an opportunity, because it's like having two people and there's like no difference in them, right? How do you pick one over the other?
Exactly.
And especially with people like this, the ones I've just named, who are really, really good. And people love to see them on stage. So you want to give everybody the opportunity. You have a little bit of variety and it's a safety net as well.
But then in the 80s, when there were the Michelle Limbruggens and Indira Jonklesers, they always played the same role on every
Same
night.
role.
This rotating culture never happened.
But
Jerome
also-
himself on stage.
But also, Kumar, we run a lot more than them. So back in the 80s, even in the early 90s when
It was
we
a weekend
started,
run, no?
we did a weekend run. Or you
Right.
did 2 shows, 3 shows, 4 shows at best. Here we run 10 shows, 12 shows. So none of us are professional actors, right? So we have a day job. So your voice gets stressed during the day, you're tired, you're exhausted. So you pull a muscle a lot easier, your voice gets hoarse a lot easier. So you need a little bit of a break sometimes. So that's why having a rotating cast works. Talking about the Michel Lambrugans of the time, we also have two young, really solid female leads as well. So Ayushka Nugaliadde and Danny Pereira share the role. Shobhi's daughter. Share the role of Esmeralda. Fabulous singers and
Who plays
dancers.
the goat? You?
The goat? Which goat?
Esmeralda's goat.
Esmeralda's goat. That is to be found out. No, that's the cartoon, Kumar. You should know better. No goats on stage. So it's going to be a big show. We have a huge cast as well as a big choir. So the way the creators, the way the creators of the musical kind of envisioned it, there is an entire kind of vocal piece to the soundtrack. It's hugely choral. So there's an entire 35 voice stage choir that features throughout the whole show that just performs.
They are right throughout.
Live?
Live. They are the kind of musical backdrop to the whole thing. It's unlike any other thing you've seen before. And on that point, we have probably Sri Lanka's foremost and kind of most famous, probably, I don't know, music director. So Nishantha, who's also conducts with the symphony orchestra. He's conducted the Old Joe's choir as well. Marianne, who all of us love dearly, has been part of workshop for many, many years. And Nishant kind of picks up from there. So he's managing the music and the choir for me, together with Vindula Pereira, also one of the Old Joes who led the Old Joe's choir, coming in and managing the music, the choir, because it's way too much for one person. So you have to have a music director, you have to have a choral director. Ayushka does the choreography. So it's a lot of things going on there, in addition to sound, lights, set.
How does one manage all this plus the moods, their fancies, their for me to handle Kumar alone on this show and do another singly show with him, it's
so I have only two simple answers to that. So one, you have to have the right people with the right job.
So she's got the right person.
Right?
Yeah,
exactly. Right. So having people like Nishanta, Ayushka, and then people who come on to manage our sound and lights, they're all pretty much the best in the business. So you get the right people in the right place and the magic kind of just happens.
What about creative differences?
So that's what I was going to come to. And this one I learned from Jerome. You have to have the biggest ego in the room.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to, because there are so many creative people.
But you always had a streak of arrogance. I knew that. But now I take it to the next level, Surein.
You have to be able to kind of have your own artistic vision and say, this is what I want. So there will be so many voices from the side who.
But you listen to them.
Yeah, of course you listen to them. But that's what I said.
Sometimes I have it, no? And I say, this is what I want and get it done. You also have that.
Yeah. So
I think all the performers.
No, because from a creative point of view, at the end of the day, you have to make a choice.
And now that you mentioned
you
it,
have to make a choice. Is the light going to be red or blue? Are you going to stand here or stand there? Right? So finally,
somebody has to make that call.
Yeah, you can listen to so many different people, but at the end of the day, it's your call.
What is Jerome Lakshman de Silva's contribution to this current production that opens in 2 months from now?
Everything. So Kumar, he is the producer. So he's put everything. So he's been the man, and the reason all of us exist is Jerome. That's very simple. And he puts it all together. He helps us pick the play. He works on getting the sponsors together.
So he has the biggest ego.
Yeah, for sure. He now refers to himself as the dramaturge. He kind of decides what to do. And
dramaturge. I'm going to use that.
Jerome, please come into our pal and be our guest on Fame one day.
It's actually Jerome who then invites me to direct. So he says, okay, this one you take on. And he has been probably the single biggest foundation, pillar, whatever kind of example you want to use, of English theatre in the country. There is nothing that goes on stage that doesn't owe its roots or its origins or something like that to Jerome. It's simple. You can challenge me on this, but anything that gets up on this ladder stage has performers, has directors, has lighting guys, has some kind of input that has its roots back in Jerome and what he has thought. So, plus Kumar, he is getting on stage in this as well.
As what?
Surprise.
That you have to pay money to find out.
Yes, I am buying tickets. Come.
And you're getting the best seat, no?
Let's talk about that later. No.
Kumar doesn't reveal the name of his seat.
He's on stage.
He will be on stage.
All 10 nights.
Touch wood, God willing.
Recognizable or... I think that you can tell us. Unrecognizable.
You will
You will
recognize him.
know.
He's not
It's
going to be dressed up as a
yeah.
bell or anything like that.
So talking of bells, Notre Dame de Paris, there are 2 bell towers and lots of bells. You know, they go back centuries. And the loudest bell is Marie. Right?
Yes.
Marie.
Named after my sister.
Named after your sister Samantha Wijeyeratne. So I mean, why didn't you cast Sam? Why didn't you get the role of the bell? You talk so well, you talk so loud, you know.
The pitch was very slightly off. She couldn't get the exact tone of
She had the
bell.
viral fever.
Huh? She had the viral fever,
so
probably.
You've done injustice by
Yeah,
your
she was
sister.
at auditions.
I know she went.
Yeah.
So there's still a chance. 2
There's
months more
still
to
a
go.
chance.
2 months more to go.
2
Sam,
months more to go.
Become the bell. Become Marie.
The loudest of the bells.
The loudest of the family also.
No, the loudest of the family is my brother, also known as Pumba, Sanit. We call him the foghorn.
He's the quiet one.
No, he's the loud one. He
He was
the
very
loud one.
sane and quiet and very...
No, you're talking about the eldest brother.
No,
Sane,
Surein
quiet
is,
one.
he's like...
Surein.
Surein is like... So Rozanne, you do have a question for us?
Yes, I do. So many, and you're just going on and on and on and on.
How to forget Sam, man? Just wait.
Okay. Any chance for any newcomers? We are
Oh,
talking
yes.
about a lot of experience, a massive
So-
cast, but
Again, I have been fortunate and blessed with a really well-balanced kind of group of people who have experience as well as a lot of new people in there. When we announced auditions, you won't believe it, there were 200 people who turned up wanting to
Wow.
be in the show.
that's massive.
Are they paid, your cast?
No.
It's a labor of love.
It's a labor
passion,
of love.
it's passion.
It's amateur
Passion,
theatre.
passion,
It's
passion.
amateur theatre. But there is so much of a renewed interest in music, in theatre, in dance, in drama right now in
That's
Colombo and
fantastic.
above. I mean, there were days when in the 90s when we were doing things that we used to scrape
Yes.
together people, used to call them saying, hey, Machan, can you come? And we used to kind of find a meager cast. Some of us could sing, some of us
Meager
could dance, right? And today is very different. These boys and girls are coming in, accomplished singers,
What is
accomplished
the reason
dancers.
behind it, you think? Because
There is a lot more interest in arts, and there are now schools and places that you can go to learn. Right? So,
professionally they are...
exactly. I mean, people like Soundari and all are doing a huge amount of work, and they are churning out these people who are kind of really exceptional voices who benefited from the training and the experience as well. And not that there weren't. When we talk about Jerome or Uncle Lily or Auntie Mary, and they're from a different era. But today there is just more opportunity and there's more.
Do you think there's more
expertise now.
opportunities?
There are a
are?
lot more opportunities now, Rozanne. In the sense, it's not that big shows like this come often, but you do have a lot more people producing theatre, producing music now than ever before. I mean, those days, I used to joke about this. If you saw a guy on a motorbike with a guitar, you probably knew the guy.
Yeah.
Right? Because there were so few guitarists around. But today, there are more instruments.
And you'll never see them on a bike.
And you won't see them on a bike. Right? So there are more
Big
instruments, more technology. Everything has just, there's a lot more opportunity there.
How big is your cast? How many on stage?
About just under 14 cast and another 35 as a choir.
That's what.
It's about 70 odd people plus.
Any fire on stage?
You can't divulge a lot of things.
Yeah.
Who is the director of this play, Rozanne? Is it you
I
or
have
is
the
it
biggest
Surein?
ego here.
I think that's going to become a bit of a catchphrase now, no? There will be something that's fire adjacent. Let me put it that way, hopefully.
Opening night or curtain call? But
Ooh. Opening night for sheer nail-biting excitement. Closing night curtain call for just tears and raw emotion.
Tears.
like, will you be like, I have to do more kind of a, will you have that kind of feeling? No, I'll just go done and dusted.
Yeah, and that happens the night before opening night.
Oh.
So we have this kind of internal...
Well, talking of the night before opening night, we go into our first break of the show. Catch you soon. Hi, I'm Kumar
I'm Rozanne,
and welcome to Fame Game
Season 4,
at the iconic Cinnamon Lakeside.
Colombo.
Back after our break, Silliman Lakeside with our guest Surein de Wijeyeratne. And Colombo is a nice chill out spot at the Silliman Lakeside. Beautiful views.
Not for people your age, I think.
Not for people
Shots
my age.
fired.
I shall prove Rozanne wrong. You'll find me here on
When
a
you get
Saturday
on that
night.
table, Kumar, you'll remember me.
So
Ouch.
Colombo.
Ow.
Colombo is the place. Come and chill. Friday, Saturday, any day, just enjoy.
You don't drink also,
enjoy
Kumar.
the evening, the friends' company. And if you see Rozanne, you just push her into the pool, the deep end, please. She can't swim.
Fabulous pool. I'll have a good view of the Berry Lake also. Yes, continue.
It's all about our guests and not about us.
Thank
It's
you.
about the hotel.
So you spoke of the night before opening night, Rozanne.
Yes, the night before opening
And
night.
the final.
Yeah, so for us, like at the workshop place, Jerome kind of instilled a little tradition because we consider that night before the opening night to be our opening night. So
Okay.
everything has to work exactly the way it would on opening night. We start exactly at the same time, makeup schedules, costumes, music, everything as if it were a show. And we also started kind of inviting a few people to kind of sit in and give the performers also a sense of having an audience so that everything
We will
just
never
runs.
be invited to that, Rozanne.
No. Kumar, you'll always be a paying customer for us.
This audacity, this man's ego. Talking of ego,
No,
yes.
the only reason I'm here is to sell tickets, Kumar. So that
Otherwise he'll be
Okay,
in prison, he told us.
granted. Sell your tickets.
yeah, but the night before opening night is a lot of stress because everything has to come together. And most people don't appreciate just how much can go wrong in theatre.
Yeah, true.
Right? So having everything work and having it work like clockwork is what you want to do. But there's also a belief amongst the theatre folk that if something goes wrong, it's better.
True,
Right? It's better. It's better that
Yes.
something goes wrong so that on everything goes perfectly on opening night.
Yes.
So it's an experience.
What's your set like? What would one expect to see? You spoke of a 35 strong
Props
choir.
and
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm going to go back to the novel for this. So the novel itself is called the Notre Dame de Paris, right? So it's not
Our Lady
called-
of Paris.
Exactly, Our Lady of Paris, which is the name of the cathedral,
Yes.
right? So when he
This
wrote,
goes back to 1200, 1100 something.
yeah, the cathedral
Something, yes,
itself.
yes.
So when he wrote it in the early 1800s, he titled it the same title as the cathedral itself.
Okay.
Because for him, the cathedral was the character. Right? The cathedral, I mean, he wrote it at the time when he was feeling really upset about the fact that post-French Revolution, the cathedral had gone into a state of disrepair. So his novel, by writing
And they
it,
were contemplating bringing it down, raised to the ground.
oh,
Exactly.
He wrote the story.
No, so I mean, you know this
No,
as well
but-
as that. So he wrote it to kind of highlight the plight of the cathedral and get them to get interested in renovating it. So it's interesting because Notre Dame just reopened after their fire, right? So similarly, at the time, his novel itself inspired them to reopen and kind of go through a restoration in that 19th
And not break it
century.
down.
And not break it down. So the reason I say this is because the set is a representation of the cathedral itself. Because just like in the novel, the cathedral is a character of the novel. Here in the musical theatre piece, the entire set is designed to represent both the look and the sound and the voice of the cathedral itself.
So the players are just players.
Players are just players, and the entire environment is an artistic representation of the cathedral. Come and see.
Wow.
how important is theatre in your life? Like, which place do you place it?
I can't rank things because it doesn't have a permanent
But
place.
can you imagine your life without theatre?
I would love to. I can't.
You would love to?
Yeah,
As in
I
why?
love to imagine it without it. Because,
Can you imagine it without theatre?
no, I would love to imagine if theatre was my entire life, if it was a full-time thing, if it was a profession, if I was...
And you get enough.
Yeah, if you could make a decent living out of it,
Yeah.
then maybe I'm not talented enough to be full-time, but that's a life that I wouldn't mind imagining. But in this country as it is, you can't do that. You have to balance a professional career as well as your artistic interest. That's where the tension is. That's where the problem is, because careers, families, all of that compete for the same amount of time. So theatre for me has been a recurring thing. Every 2 years, every 3 years, you get on stage or you put something on stage, but you can't do it as often as you would love to. Right? So that's really the problem with amateur theatre or English theatre in this country, is that there is no financial model that you can put a show on up on a regular basis, pay for the set, pay for the lights, pay for the costumes, and pay yourself. You just
Sponsors
can't
are hard
do
to
that.
get.
Sponsors are very hard to get. We've been fortunate in the past when we've had sponsors. This show has its sponsor, and we've been very, very lucky with that. But
But the workshop players' own credibility would now be able to attract a sponsor
Exactly.
without much difficulty.
and we are very fortunate, but we've also worked hard for it over 35 years. You don't get to this point at which you have 10,000 people wanting to buy tickets overnight. You have to have built yourself up over the years, and many people the first thing they see you, they ask, what are you doing this October, right? What's your October show, right? And that's because for the last
look forward.
they look forward. That's because for the last 35 years we've done good work, and that's because we throw every cent of our money, time and effort in producing good theatre. Now, if you do the show with any less investment in terms of set or lights or costumes, the quality of your production is going to come down, and then somebody's probably not going to want to see the next one or the next one. So, and one of my personal pet peeves when I walk into somebody else's production is if you see people who've not put the same amount of effort into their creative product. It's not as well rehearsed, the set is not well dressed. Maybe they don't have money, but maybe it's an effort thing as well, right? So if you want to draw your audiences in show after show, production after production, you have to put a lot in. And it takes years, Kumar, to get the level of credibility that we have. And the stress
experience.
and experience, and of course it adds stress because now everybody walks in expecting something that
are
looks and
high.
sounds like Broadway, right? So you can't let them
And for you
down
to
either.
outdo your own self with every production.
Exactly, and at the very least, because every show is different. When you're putting Phantom on stage, it's all about the spectacle, it's about the music, the costumes. When it's Les Miserables, yes, it's music and costumes, but it's the acting, the performance,
There was
the drama.
Streetcar, there was a lot.
Exactly. So every show is different, but it has to reach a level where people are sitting in the audience for 2.5, 3 hours and are entertained and are willing to kind of take some kind of social message out of it and, have an interesting night.
What is the biggest challenge that you've had with this production?
With this production, the biggest challenge has been the fact that it is quite technically complicated because of the size of the cast, because of the size of the set.
But
It
you've had
is-
larger, as big casts, isn't it? No, not as much as 7.
No, we've probably had things like Oliver Twist back in the day had as many people. But it's-
Lemis would have had.
Lemons didn't have as many. Come on. It's not just about the number of people, it's about what they're doing, it's about kind of how many mics you need to have. So that way, our shows have got technically more complicated over the years. When we did our shows in the early days, you had 5 mics that you kind of everybody shared, 6 mics, and then once upon a time, when the first time we did Sound of Music, we had these lavalier mics. There was only one in Sri Lanka, and we got that when we gave it to the girl who was playing Maria, and it sounded beautiful. So then we found people who were willing to get us more of those. And then as technology becomes cheaper, you have more of those things in the country. And there was a time we would take those big FM mics and stick it down your shirt in order to be heard because we just didn't have tech. Now you have the tech. So tech has made it easier, but it's also made it more complicated and more expensive.
Are you, in a sense, heir apparent of the workshop players? I somehow got this feeling. You work so much, and work with Jerome.
I have been there for a long time, Kumar, but
Okay, heir apparent in the wings.
in the wings. Jerome's vision for workshop is way beyond just me. And we have so many other people who are directors, who are producers in their own right. And workshop becomes a vehicle for many other people. And we've had other people direct in the past. So when we did Shakespeare in the Park, we had so many different directors come on. So I have been there probably the longest because I've been there since day one. But the workshop players under Jerome will have so much more than just one other person. Jerome is taking a slow step back. He wants to kind of spend his time a lot more on workshops and theatre, teaching people because he is probably Sri Lanka's foremost and probably the most enriched in terms of actual theatre knowledge as an actor, as a director, as a producer. And from the books themselves, he knows more Shakespeare than anybody else, right? So he's now dedicating a lot of his time to teaching.
Which is good also, right?
Exactly.
Which feeding new players.
Exactly. So
Into workshop players.
Into workshop players and into so many
Yeah.
things. So he does workshops in English and in singular theatre, and that is now taking up a lot of his time. Directing and putting on productions is now maybe somebody else's job, right? But his job as a font of knowledge, his job as a source of inspiration, nobody can kind of come close to that.
If on opening night, Victor Hugo was in the audience, in F6 watching your opening night or your closing night for that matter, what do you think would play in his mind?
So first question he
Be
would
very
ask
modest.
is like he'd be asking, why is there music in my show?
Okay.
Because Victor Hugo didn't write the musical. So the musical came from other geniuses at
Later
Disney.
on.
Much later. But interestingly enough, the musical theatre production is a lot closer to the novel than it is to the cartoon. Right? So when they created the musical theatre production, they stepped some of the themes and the way Disney changed it around to make it an acceptable kind of family cartoon.
Ending changed.
Disney changed the
Yes,
ending for the cartoon, but they kind of went back to a lot of the original material that Victor Hugo himself wrote for the musical theatre production. So this kind of lies somewhere in between that. So I think Hugo would be happy that if he had seen the cartoon, he'd be a lot happier with the musical theatre piece than he would.
Okay, I have this question. I'm not much into theatre, but I've learned a lot through KUMAR. Lionel Went is the only place that theatre of this caliber happens. Why can't we go to a Nelumpokuna or a Elphinstone, or I wouldn't know, but
Yeah. So for many reasons.
bigger audiences, one show, bigger audience.
Yeah, for many reasons. So the first one is with due respect to almost holy ground like Elphinstone and all that sort of thing, which are fabulous theatres in the day. The Lionel Went is still the perfect theatre. It is
Size-wise
the
or
size-wise, the acoustics are absolutely pristine. There are so many international experts who've come down who listen to what the Lionel Went sounds like and say this is one of the best places in the world.
Right.
Even a hushed whisper, all 621 people can hear. So acoustically, and also the infrastructure of the theatre, the fact that it has a working fly tower where you can fly scenes up and down. So all those things have come together that Lionel Went has just the right formula. It's an old theatre, right? It's not been as a trust. And
How many years old? I know it's about
it's about 70 something, 70 years. So it's not benefited from all the latest technology or all the new modernizations that you potentially could have. But it's run by a trust, right? It's not a profit-making enterprise, and it doesn't have investors throwing millions of rupees into it just to upgrade itself, right? And the money that it makes is not enough to kind of keep up with the kind of technology changes that are there now. And every new theatre or auditorium that is being built has not really been built with drama or theatre in mind. So you talk about the Nelumpokuna.
Yes.
Those are more auditoriums, right? So you can't do theatre there. You can do a musical show. You can put an orchestra there. But the acoustics, the way the stage is set up, the infrastructure that has been put in place, it has just not met the standards of global theatre. And it's not difficult, right? It's not impossible. There is money available. People have been building things that are more expensive, but they just don't get the advice of the right people to build a proper theatre. Architects don't understand theatre. There have been schools in this country who've built theatres or halls or auditoriums that make absolutely no sense for a performing troupe.
Yeah, I
right?
completely agree with that.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
they just need the right advice and the desire to build a good theatre. I've been on Broadway. We've seen shows. We've watched. I've walked backstage of so many theatres. And the one thing that I walk away with is we can do this in Sri Lanka. There's
Exactly.
no reason why
Yeah,
we can't.
yeah.
But it just requires all these things to come together. The John De Silva was a beautiful theatre
Yes.
that was mid-renovation when the kind of crisis hit. So I don't think that's finished. But if somebody just puts their mind to putting something together that works and doesn't outprice itself. There are other places that are great venues that the theatre producer just can't afford because people are not willing to spend 10, 15, 20,000 rupees to come to the theatre. So it has to work at a place where
So everything has to tally and balance.
Exactly. And the Lionel Went, let me not kind of undersell just how great the Lionel Went is. It acoustically, the infrastructure, all of that has worked, and we as a performing group have made it our home. Every single big theatre piece that we've ever done has worked at the Lionel Went, even though we have to reimagine the entire thing onto what is a smaller stage, what is a kind of different kind of setup. Because even when we are doing big productions, the first thing that we see is like, oh God, how do you do all these flies and rotating stages and everything like that with the little money you have on the 24 feet that is the Lionel Went stage. So everything has to be reimagined, re-engineered and rebuilt to suit the Lionel Went.
Late night rehearsals go until what time, if at all?
early morning rehearsals, Kumar.
It becomes an early morning rehearsal.
So you are there overnight.
Is there a moment that you ever thought, oh, this is enough, I want to give up?
Almost after every production.
Why?
It's like, when you just have a baby and you say, I'll never come here again, and then again you have a baby next year.
Each production has one or two massive challenges that turn up. And at those points of time, you're thinking, okay, guys, this is enough. I've had it. But the kind of energy you get back from the audience, the kind of appreciation that you get from your friends, and of course, your own kind of self-satisfaction that you get when something that was in your head has now manifested itself on stage,
Yes.
you kind of want to come back to that time and time again. But there's always a rest and recovery period in which you kind of hang on, guys, I want to get back
2
to my
years or
life
1
as
year.
normal. 2 years most of the time. Balance the family commitments, the work commitments, the rest of society. I literally have most of my friends in the theatre circles, so it's a good thing. But
One before the last question.
One word that will describe theatre. Just one word. Toughy.
Okay, easier. Audience point of view, player point of view.
audience point of view, one word. Can I give you two?
Yeah, please go ahead and give me
From
something.
an audience point of view, they should always look at something and go, "That's me."
Oh, okay,
They-
that's
you
me.
want them to see themselves somewhere in that play, whether it's in the lead character, the antagonist, or the protagonist. You really want people to see themselves
Okay.
on that stage, because theatre at the end of the day is about life. It's about characters. It's about people that you meet. So whether you're looking at the Hunchback or whether you're looking at Jean Valjean, there are always themes of love and compassion, and all those things are real to real people, and you want them to see that.
So she walks away, Esmeralda. That was me 21 years ago. And stage point of view, Surein?
You had to steal the limelight. It's all about him.
I know, so Surein, stage point of view, player point of view.
Oh, I think player point of view, maybe 3 words, but this is us.
This is us.
This is us, because I think even as the workshop players, one of the greatest things that has happened to us is we all, and one of my friends actually put it very, very well. She said this one day, that we came for the theatre, but we stayed because of the people.
Oh,
Lovely.
the people or the characters?
The people you meet, Kumar, the people, the
It's
friends you make, the
networking.
network, the lives that you live with those friends that you made. So we all came when we were 16, 17. We didn't know what this theatre was. Only Jerome knew what theatre was. Right? So we kind of came thinking, hey, let's do whatever this is, right? And we fell in love with theatre, but you actually keep going back because of the friends you make, the people you meet.
Which is true, no? Yeah. We also sometimes go back to certain things because of the people, connections.
Exactly. So you know who this is, Jovanka Javiram.
Yes.
Yeah, so this was a line from her actually. So when she gave a speech one day, she kind of mentioned this, and it has stuck with me forever.
Jovanka
Shout out, Jo.
Jayavira. Jovanka Jayavira, how can I not talk about the exquisite food that you make? Big Bird Delights.
Yes.
Eggnog, that was the word I missed. Eggnog. And mulled wine.
This is what
This
we've
is
had at your place.
Yeah, the mulled wine. She calls it masala wine. She's so
I
pedestrian.
call it
so
masala
pedestrian. It's mulled wine, Rosanne.
For me, it's
mulled
masala wine.
Okay, the last question. We can go on for days. Huh? Sorry. So, okay, stupid question. Sorry. Any reason that anybody out there would need to come and watch Notre Dame de Paris, your production?
Many reasons. One is it's a production like no other. It's an absolute stunning masterpiece from the creators of Disney. 2, we have, by the grace of God, managed to assemble some of Sri Lanka's finest performers who
I
all
think
kind of turned up in the right place at the right
main
time.
reason, I think.
And you
watch them
just
all
will
together.
not see anything like it in Colombo or on the Colombo stages ever again. These are things that are a rarity. When we did Phantom or Les Miserables or My Fair Lady, those are one-time things that you probably never will go back to, and you really don't want to miss this.
So, for all those reasons, do not miss Notre Dame de Paris. Rosanne, you close?
Well, I'm going to steal your seat and be there because now I know the seat number. You divulged it. And
I shall haunt you like
though
the Phantom.
I'm not a theatre fan, I think I'll make myself available for this.
He convinced you?
Yeah.
Well done. You successful.
All right. So the 9th to the 18th of October at the Lanel when theatre box office opens in September.
Right. Thanks, Surein. Good luck. All
Thank
the very
you
best
so
to you.
much.
Thank you.
Learned
thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
And
you.
Thank you.
we meet you again next week, same time, same place. Until then, bye, everybody.
Au revoir. Bonsoir.
Oh, lovely.